welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy the videos that I am making for you guys. Today I bring you guys a super cute design. I haven't seen many people do this type of design, and to be honest, I don't really know what it's called. So I call this Selective Glittering, because you just choose random little spots of one color in your whatever your design is and glitter that. So I also have to warn you, I am using the dollar store vinyl because I wanted to try it for myself, and it was a little bit tricky to work with, but I managed to finish and use I managed to finish the tumbler and use the vinyl. It's not the best vinyl out there, but for $1, I mean, I guess it has a lot of pros and cons to it. Excuse the mess behind me. I am going to work on some other designs, and hopefully I am going to create more videos for you guys in these coming months. I am taking a couple days off from work. Well, not a couple days off, but I asked for another day off, so now I have 2 days in contrary to just one. But other than that, let's get into the video. Alright, so starting this off, we're just going to measure the vinyl that we need. It was really tricky for this vinyl. It just kept rolling up on me. I'm just gonna mark it so that I can cut it with my paper trimmer. And even getting this vinyl into the paper trimmer, I had so much trouble with it, but I did like the pattern, which is why I kind of just went for it. Honestly, I had heard a lot of people that had already tried the vinyl that it didn't work, but I wanted to try it for myself because that's just how I am. So, we're just going to apply the vinyl like normal. The thing that I did like about this vinyl is that I didn't get a lot of bubbles when I was applying it to the tumbler, but other than that, it was pretty, like, I don't know, it was kind of a stiff vinyl in my opinion, on the top and the bottom when I cut it, especially from the top, since I used like, even with my sharp X-Acto knife, I kind of snagged a little bit from the top. So I'm just cutting off the excess with my scissors. So, like I said, for the top, I am just going to cut the excess with my scissors, and I am going to try to cut off as much as I can, and then I usually fold my vinyl in like that, and you can see me like stick my hand into the tumbler. It's because it wasn't staying. My blade was a little dirty, so I did clean that off. But even though my blade was really sharp, I did end up snagging a little bit of the pieces, like I said, and I tried to fix it, but it just, yeah, I was having issues with it. So for my bottom, I am going to use a trimmer just so that I can get a nice flat edge, because I'm going to finish off my tumbler bottom by applying glitter to the bottom. I forgot to put that in the video. I'm sorry, guys. But if you guys would like to see it, just let me know and I will do my best to include it in one of my future videos, because that bottom of these tumblers, it's pretty hard to take off. I spent, I don't know, probably like 20 minutes trying to take it off. So now we are getting into the glittering part, and I am just going to be using a precision bottle with some Mod Podge in it. you do want to be careful since the Mod Podge will kind of get clumpy and everything. You will have to have like a needle or something to poke into the tip of your bottle close by. But other than that, it's fairly easy. It's just a really tedious process. um, so just depending on the design of your vinyl, how many colors you want, and how you want your tumbler to look. So I usually do like 5 or 6 colors, and depending on what type of vinyl I am using. And you do want to let your Mod Podge or your glue or whatever you're using to apply your glitter, you do want to make sure that is dry before going in with a dry brush and brushing off any excess of glitter, because your glitter will stick to the vinyl. So with that precision bottle, all you're doing is just choosing sections in your vinyl and applying a similar color of glitter to that area that you are applying the glue. And you do want to make sure you are starting with your darkest glitter color, because just in case your glue is not completely dry, you won't have any specks of the other glitters in your sections with the certain colors, if that makes sense. So here, this pink is my darkest color. So I started off with that and then just moved down the line of the color of glitters that I had and went from darkest to lightest. So again, you do want to make sure you are waiting and making sure that each section of, like, each color that you are doing is completely dry before you move on to your next color. So you do want to wait a minute. I usually, when I'm doing this technique on the tumblers, I am usually working on probably another tumbler or two, depending on the design of the tumblers, just so that I have that little bit of extra time to make sure that my glue does dry. So once my glue is dry, I will tap off any excess glitter and lightly go over that section that I glittered and go over it with a dry brush just to knock off any of that excess glitter, and then I can move on to my next color and I can just finish the tumbler. So like I said, this is a fairly easy technique for a tumbler. It just takes kind of a long time because of all the different colors that you are using and that little wait time that you have in between colors before you move on to the next one. So I do recommend, if you are going to do this, have at least like another project lined up so you can work on that while the glue does dry in those sections. I would have to say that this technique is pretty relaxing. So if you're just wanting to kind of chill out, this would be a perfect technique to try, because even though it is pretty tedious, it is really relaxing to just kind of go in with different colors of glitters and just glittering certain sections of whatever vinyl you're using. Here, like as you can see, I am just doing certain sections in the flowers of the vinyl, and I really liked how the vinyl ended up. Um, I did end up choosing a different color for one of my glitters, and I am so sorry because I completely forgot to record over um that little mistake. I forgot to record what color I was using. for one of my glitters, I am going to be using an orange one, and yes, that will happen a lot. As you can see, my glitter kind of rolled away. You just want to make sure you do have a like a scrap piece of paper or parchment paper or whatever you use to catch your glitter under whatever you're doing, so that your glitter, if you do end up spilling it like me, you can catch it and reuse it, and all that glitter that you spill won't go to waste. So if you guys can see the bottom of my tumbler like a little bit, that is a little piece that I ended up popping off from my tumbler. Most steel magnolia tumblers, you can pop the bottom off and fill that with glitter, and this tumbler was the first one that I am trying to glitter it, so I didn't know if it was gonna work out, so that's why I didn't include it in the video. But like I said, if you guys want to know how I did that, I will do my best to include it in a future video. Just let me know in the comments below. You know, as you can see there, I was tapping off my excess of the glitter just to make sure that I got all of my glitter back into the bottle, because that color is really pretty and I didn't really want to make it go to waste, as you know, sometimes even though it's a mistake, we waste some of the stuff. So here you see I am just going over my glittered sections with a dried paintbrush so that I can knock off any extra glitter. And here I am speeding it up because since I do have a lot of colors, I don't want to make this like a 3-hour video, even though it would be pretty relaxing. So yeah, I am just going down the line of colors that I have, going from my darkest to my lightest. And I didn't use this orange. I completely forgot that I changed it, and I forgot to record the other color. But you can see that I am just doing those sections. If you do not want to risk it and ruin your vinyl per se, like if you don't use a certain color like I did, you can epoxy the tumbler first before going into your sections, and then that way you can probably like chip off the Mod Podge a little bit easier, and you won't have to be freaking out if you mess up a color or you mess up a section. Which is why I also really like this technique, because even if you do mess up, you don't necessarily see it because it's just glittered in certain sections. So for the leaves on this, I didn't really want to cover all of them up because I really like the color of the leaves on this vinyl. So I'm just going to be using a little bit, and then after that, I am going to apply 30 milliliters of resin to my tumbler once I finish it. Another thing that I did not do, you can choose to do it if you would like. I chose not to do it because I didn't want to take away from the tumbler. You could add a decal if you would like. I would recommend, if you do want to add a decal, to kind of do more of the glitter in certain sections so that you have that little pop of glitter peeking out from behind your decal, which I think would look really cute. But like I said, I really liked how this tumbler was turning out, so I didn't add a decal. Again, it's completely your choice if you would like to or not. add a decal on your tumbler. So here I am just going to start sanding it at an angle so that a little bit of that top layer of resin and the vinyl kind of get chipped away, so that you create an exposed area of the stainless steel tumbler on the bottom, so that when you go add your second layer of epoxy, you have a completely sealed tumbler. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys all on Wednesday. And if you guys would like to follow me on social media, these are my handles. Thank you guys so much for watching.